Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another Live with Dr. Dawn. I am your host, Dr. Dawn Camila Brown. I'm double board certified child lesson and adult psychiatrist, a two-time best-selling author, producer, podcaster, media influencer, sole practitioner of ADHD Wellness Center in Houston, Texas, with a thriving virtual practice, as well as owner and operator of Mental Health Athletics, actually a company for professional, collegiate, retired, and Olympic athletes. Listen, season 3, episode 3, February. We here, y'all. We are here. How is everybody doing? I want to know how everybody's doing. You know, I'm so used to having a weekly show that I really miss you all. Thank you so much for joining me on another live broadcast. I'm very excited to have you here. Please share that you are in the virtual space this evening. Go ahead. You know what I'm going to ask for. Go ahead and share what your name is, what state you're repping tonight, and how you're feeling. I don't know about you, but I know that January's gone by so fast, right? And I can no longer say Happy New Year, but tonight I can say Happy Black History Month, which for me is all year round to celebrate Black excellence. And tonight, it was very fitting for me to host a very special broadcast for exceptional students. My mission for the month is to honor our history by celebrating our future. And tonight, I hope you came to join me to do just that. Last year, I really wanted to do something special for students. You know, my parents are and were very strong advocates for education and community. And I wanted to do something special for high school students in particularly, high school seniors, as I know many of them were having a very challenging time in accepting how this pandemic impacted them, any type of celebrations that they had planned for their last year of high school, whether it be prom, graduation, or just the actual experience of transitioning to college. Their semester was unprecedented. And as our entire world was trying to figure many things out that were happening, not only with the pandemic, but with racial injustices and inequalities, if schools would be open or not, or closed, or have a hybrid program available, you know, there were so many uncertainties that students, and in particular high school seniors, had to deal with. So I got a group of my friends together and asked them if they'd be willing to collectively give back to students who could appreciate financial assistance towards this moment, this time. And thank you to my friends who also made sacrifices of their own. Many of them are business owners and have children of their own as well, and their own jobs, right? And out of the kindness of the pandemic, they actually said yes without hesitation. So thank you to Dr. Lakeisha Richardson, Dr. Lauren Powell, Dr. Jared Landrum, Dr. Willie Landrum, Dr. Nia Jones, Dr. Thomas Jones, Brandon Williams Esquire, Dr. Kwanzaa Pickney, Dr. Donald Rashad Brown II, Dr. Aaron Brown, Harvey Macklin, and Dr. Dreon Birch for giving towards a collective pot to support these scholars. And a special thank you to my friend, Dr. Alejandro Perkins, who got Dr. Lice Guest, the president of Louisiana Tech University, involved to honor one of my scholars, Kirsten Smith, with being the very first recipient of the Dr. Alejandro Perkins Leadership Award, with came a gift of a financial scholarship contribution of $20,000 over her 4-year academic experience at Louisiana Tech University. Wow, what a night to remember. The smiles on each student's face and parents' faces will always be remembered for me. So over the last few months, the scholars and I have come together collectively. We've had our discussions, we were doing our check-ins, we were just seeing how everyone was doing. And we talked about the challenges they were having, the successes they've experienced, the many tackles that they had to overcome while trying to figure out being away from home, but doing things virtually, or being away from home and having one school here, one course here, one class there, not necessarily knowing all the students at once. I mean, there were just so many challenges they were faced with. But with challenges also become awards, because they did overcome so many things during the semester. So tonight I have 6 scholars with me this evening to discuss and give you an idea of what their semester has been like, give you an idea of what experiences they've, or challenges they've experienced, what successes they've had, and just to, just talk about what this has mean to them, and give other students that may be watching here now live or on the replay, just some recommendations on, kind of how to manage and how to deal with challenges, anxiety, depression, or anything that may be challenging and interfering with how you can be the best that you can as a student. So tonight, without further ado, I will be welcoming to the Live with Dr. Dawn platform, Kenyon Hill, Kirsten Smith, Jordan Davis, Sierra Johnson, Aya Bishop, and Bryce Washington. Good evening, everybody. How's everybody doing?
Good. How are you?
Doing good.
Yeah, I'm
Thank
pretty
you.
good.
I'm well. And it looks like everyone is just smiling and looking well. I'm so happy to see y'all. I think we just, for the broadcast, I don't think we saw each other. Did we see each other in December? I don't think we did. I think the last time we met was around November. Yeah, but it's good to see everybody. It's good to see everybody. Well, I can't say Happy New Year, but happy February, Black History Month. Yes. So I just want to just briefly go around, and I'll start with Kenyon because he's right next to me. Kenyon, Kirsten, Jordan, Bryce, Aya, and Sierra. If you all can just kind of formally introduce yourself, let everyone know what school you attend, and yeah, we'll start with that.
Hello, everyone. My name is Kenyon Hill, and I attend Vanderbilt University in Nashville, Tennessee.
Hi
Kirsten?
everyone, my name is Kirsten Smith. I attend Louisiana Tech University in Ruston, Louisiana.
Awesome.
Hi, my name is Jordan Davis, and I attend Texas Tech University in Lubbock, Texas.
Hi, my name is Bryce Washington. I attend the University of Michigan Dearborn.
Hi, my name is Aya Bishop. I attend Colorado State University in Fort Collins, Colorado.
Hi, I'm Sierra. I attend School of Visual Arts in New York City.
Awesome. So all of you all over the United States, attending different schools. How has it been? And anyone can answer, and I'll just, allow 2 or 3 of you to answer each question for me if you don't mind. How has it been this pandemic semester? How has the experience been for you just overall? I know that's a loaded question, but can you give us some insight about your experience?
You said me?
Oh, anyone.
Okay.
Yeah, we can start. Yeah, go ahead, Aya. You can start.
Well, I kind of learned that I didn't really learn how to make friends like before the pandemic and stuff. So like trying to make friends now, it's like kind of hard because like we were always in a classroom with like a set amount of people, and those were the people that you hung out with. And so now it's kind of like you have to go out and physically try and like connect with people. It's weird.
Yeah. And when you did that, I mean, did you all connect with certain interests? Like, how did you do that? You just kind of went up to people and was like, hey, I'm Aya, and this is where I'm from, and this is Atlanta. And how did that work?
Well, so when I used to live with my roommate, we were trying to make friends like at the same time. And so she was like, why don't we just try to make friends with people on our hall? And so we like kind of went across the hall and like knocked on somebody's door and was like, yeah, do you want to be our friend? And she was like, yeah. And so that's how it kind of started.
I love it. I love it. That's how it starts. I love it. Wonderful. Thank you, Aya. Anyone else?
Well, to kind of piggyback off of what like Aya was talking about with friends, I like kind of found it difficult to make friends this semester because like I'm not on campus, so I'm in New Orleans still. So like, I don't think I feel like I'm a very like face-to-face type person when it comes to like making connections with people. So like the whole virtual thing was just kind of like weird, but it's definitely something I've like adjusted to, like just finding different friends to like make in class and like just like bonding with them in some type of way. So yeah.
Wonderful. So being virtual, Sierra, and trying to make friends and trying to attend class, like how has that experience been? Like I can only imagine.
I'm sorry to cut you off. It was definitely different. Like it kind of like was rough in the beginning because like I take like studio classes and they're like 6-hour classes. So like just like not having like the instructor actually being there is just kind of like weird. Like doing like art class like online is just not what I don't know, like not what I would usually expect. So yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Well, you made it through. You made it through as well. Congratulations on that. Anyone else? I'll have one more person answer this question for me. Just overall, how has it been just transitioning from being a high school senior to going to college, being a freshman during the pandemic?
I think that the transition has been definitely more challenging due to the pandemic, just because I think you go into college hearing about this traditional experience. You hear about making these traditional connections and all of these events lining up. And there's just so many opportunities that we weren't fortunate to have during this, during the pandemic. However, I do think that throughout this pandemic, we have been able to sort of adjust to a certain new norm and to learn new things about ourselves. For instance, I'm an extreme extrovert. I love meeting people. I love, that in-person connection. However, due to COVID, we weren't able to do that. So I had to think, okay, besides meeting people, what else do I like? What else do I want to grow? What else do I want to discover about myself? And so I actually learned that I love reading now. And I take up, if I'm just bored in my room, instead of trying to meet people, I'll just read a book. And so just things like that, I think the pandemic has allowed myself, I'll just speak for myself. I think the pandemic has allowed me to just look at new aspects of my life and look at, how can I push through this sort of circumstantial case that we're in right now.
Wow, thanks, Kenyon. Awesome answer. Awesome answer. And it's awesome to understand that, you learn more and more about who you are and your likes, right? Things that you probably wouldn't have done if it weren't for the pandemic, potentially, that you discovered about yourself and you've actually loved. So that's great to hear. You actually went into my next question. And I know none of you haven't seen these questions or anything like that, but I wanted to know what things or what certain aspects of yourself that you appreciate about yourself, you learned about yourself during the pandemic. That was actually my next question for anyone. Anyone else on here?
I think personally, I kind of just discovered a big connection I have to music. That was one thing, because I remember at the start of the pandemic, I was just at home, just doing for me, I just kind of use music just to kind of get away from stuff, pick up a new hobby, a lot more, because going to college, because I was at home during the first semester, and so it kind of helped me transition a little bit more. I had a little bit more things to do whenever on my downtime here, because a lot of things aren't completely open yet. So I think it's definitely given me more of an avenue to do things.
That's great, Rice. That's awesome. And you did pivot. You did a great job doing that, because I know that there were some things going on the first semester where, this pandemic disallowed. And I'm very proud of you and how you transitioned all the way from Texas to the University of Michigan to start your second semester. That's awesome. Awesome for you. Is there any challenges that you've all kind of came up against? Anything that was impactful that kind of changed the course of how things were going the first semester for you? I see how you're like, yeah.
My roommate, he had an emotional support animal, and the emotional support animal wasn't trained to be an emotional support animal. And so a lot of things happened the first semester in the beginning, I moved out last week, and my parents, they keep talking to me and they're like, oh, you look so much happier now and stuff like that, because it was really doing something to me, because I just couldn't handle it.
So let's talk about roommates. How are you? I hope no roommate is in the background listening. But I'm sorry, Kirsten, I saw your eyes over there. How has the roommate experience been for you all? Who is living alone? Raise your hand. Okay, so Aya's by herself. Kirsten sometimes. All right. I know, Sierra, you're currently at home. So let's talk about the roommate experience, right? Because this is someone that sometimes the schools pair you with based on interests. You probably communicate with each other, you know, prior to meeting each other and going to school. And all of a sudden, I mean, it's like you have to learn not just people, but how they live. And oftentimes people who they are and how they live could be different. They don't necessarily have to line up, right? So you're in a room together, that affects your sleep, maybe how you eat, how you do your work. I mean, how's the roommate experience been for everybody, especially during the pandemic?
My roommate, she doesn't stay like in the same. We share an apartment, so it's 4 of us to an apartment with an upstairs and downstairs. And I can say that having a roommate, my roommate's my best friend now. It's the best friend I never had. I never knew I needed, and she's sitting here doing homework while I'm on here. But it hasn't been hard. Like I thought it would be a little harder, you know, adjusting with 2 different styles of living. But I guess being brought up both in Southern Louisiana, we kind of are along the same lines, so we pretty much just make it work. But it's actually fun because with COVID, you're alone most of the time. There's nothing to really go out and do. So being good friends with your roommate is beneficial because that's who I spend the majority of my time with. So.
Oh, that's wonderful, Kirsten. That is so amazing. Your best friend you never had. Wow, that's great. I bet you should probably be a lifetime friend too. And that's where I met many of my lifetime friends in college. Yes, that's great. Awesome. Anyone else?
I live in an apartment, so I have 2 roommates right now. Honestly, I'd say it's different than what I expected, but at the same time, it's not because it's like I had a brother and sister at home, so it's like honestly, just kind of living with other siblings in the house. You just kind of figure out each other's like methods and how each other is going to do different things. So it's not too bad. It's a little bit different for sure, though.
Okay, all right. No, that's good that having siblings, having to share a bathroom maybe, or having to share this and that you had probably an easier transition and living with someone else that may not be of your family. So that's a really good point that you made, Bryce. Awesome. Anyone else before I move on? How has it been living? Oh, go ahead. Oh no. Okay. How has it been? I think Kenyon, you said you live by yourself, and now Aya lives by herself. She mentioned how it's now. She's happier. Parents notice her happy effect. Kenyon, how's it been living alone? How's that been for you?
At first, I didn't think I was gonna like it, just because I was excited, about meeting that roommate, creating that special bond, because that's kind of like, your first friend. And I hear that a lot of the times they become, your long life friends, your long life like brother. So I was really excited about having a roommate. But I will say I really do like having the space to myself, just because it allowed me to kind of just become more organized and just be more accountable for my space. So, I mean, I still feel like I'm cleaning up more than I probably would have. I'm still writing out my schedule. I'm doing all of these things more than I would if I had a roommate, because I don't have that person who's like, yo, can you pick up this? Or yo, can you bring this to this? So I kind of like having the space alone. And then it's always nice to just not have to worry about, focusing on someone else's, space, someone else's, just focusing on how they feel. I mean, it's always good to do that, but it's always really nice to just have your own space, free, stress-free, and just kind of lay down in your bed and not have to kind of be bothered, because sometimes alone time is really good time.
Awesome. Great point. And Sierra, even though you're home, do you feel that being home has been a supportive experience for you, even though you're doing virtual, as being home, like having mom's food and seeing some of your friends, physically distant, of course,
Yeah, staying home has definitely, I've enjoyed it. I was really excited to just go be in New York in my own time, have my dorm, my roommates and stuff. But I was I feel like, and even before, no, it was during the pandemic, but we were planning to go visit, and every time we planned to visit, just something would happen. So I was okay, maybe this is God just telling me stay here for a moment, you don't be in such a rush to just leave. So I'm that's how I see this whole situation for me. So being home has just been like, I transformed my sister's room to like my workspace, my studio space. And so it's like, it's still kind of like sometimes I'll get up in the morning, like, okay, I'm still gonna get dressed like I'm going to school. Like, and I go to like my little, it's like literally like right next to it, right next to my room. But yeah, it's been cool. And like, I like having like seeing my friends like a little more before like I actually leave. And like, of course, my mom, like, I don't have to like pay for food. So like, it's kind of like a win-win situation. So yeah.
Especially New Orleans.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
So I'm holding on to the New Orleans food, everything for as long as I can. But yeah.
Awesome. Wonderful. Wonderful. Is there anything that you all would recommend to students that are watching this? You know, maybe seniors that are planning, you know, to transition eventually, you know, upcoming fall, or some of them have probably transitioned this semester as well. Some people started a semester late, or just students in general, you know, and going through this experience. Is there anything, any tips or recommendations that you would like to give to anyone watching this?
I say make the best out of negative situations. Like nobody really expected COVID to happen, but it did, and we had to learn to adjust and deal with it. And it started out bad. Everybody had negative mindsets about it, but it's up to you to transform that into something positive. And I can say, like during COVID, I've learned more about myself. I'm at my happiest now than I was being able to just really go out and do whatever with whoever, whenever I wanted to. So just make the best out of it. Make negative situations positive and just run with what life gives you.
Awesome, Kirsten. Awesome advice. Awesome, awesome.
I would say like prioritize and like protect your mental like and stuff like that. Cause when I was in Georgia, I was like spending time with my friends and I was happy and stuff. And I came back to Colorado and like I was with my roommate and then like I was like trying to take care of her dog for her. And so like it was kind of like draining me and stuff. And like I was talking to my mom and stuff and she was like, no, you need to get out of there and blah, blah, blah. And like now I'm like really good. I'm in like a good mental base now. So it's like just protect you and only protect you.
Ooh, speak to the parents out there, Aya, because sometimes even the adults forget to prioritize their mental too, right? It's so important for all of us to prioritize our mental so we can be the best for people who that depend on us and for ourselves. Awesome, awesome, awesome advice. Love it, love it.
Yeah, I also like agree with both with I and like Kirsten said about like I definitely have had more time to myself during like this past year than I have any other like ever, because like you're stuck in the house, like what else do you have to do but just think, like you're just thinking, like so yeah, definitely protecting your mental, because it can just get like there's so many pressures coming on right now. Like there's COVID, you're in college, like you're trying to figure out where you want to go for school. I just like just a good reminder, just like sit back and breathe. Like I always like every time I just like have like a moment where like I feel like overwhelmed. I'm just like I say something I'm grateful for. Like I'm alive right now in a pandemic. Like I have good health, I have food, I have, like just constantly being grateful. Like just a constant state of gratefulness is what has been like keeping me together during like all of this craziness right now that's happening in the world.
Everybody just nodding their heads to you, Sierra. You're exactly right. You know, you all are not, it's not coincidental that this has happened during this time in your life. God chose you, and he chose you for a particular reason, and he knew you can handle it, and he knew that you were going to grow from this. With this, you're going to find a support system. You're going to expand your support system, actually, and you're going to get through it. So yes, I love the gratefulness. Being grateful. That's exactly right. Being grateful. Wow. Yes. Well, wonderful. Anybody else before I move on?
I would definitely say I would definitely learn not to take stuff for granted. Just being because I know, especially for like, all the student athletes who, lost their seasons and everything, I can speak for that. I definitely learned, just be grateful for every day you have with the people you're surrounded by, because you never know what's going to get taken away. And,
after my high school season was canceled, I was like absolutely devastated. But I think I also grew as a person. I just learned, work like you don't have another day to play. So, so now every time I'm practicing, I'm going not 100%, but I'm going like 150%, because I know that one day it might happen again. Like the odds are it probably will. So, you always just, be grateful for everything you have and just go for it.
I love it. I love it, Bryce. And what's I think what's so interesting about you, Bryce, is that what's interesting is that I think you, during the time, you were actually at home when everyone else was away, right? And it's, the analogy, the grass is green on the other side, or it's not green on the other side. Like, you really just don't know. And people that were away wanted to be at home, and you wanted to be, so of course, it's so interesting how things happen. But those are moments where we grow. And I'm so happy that you said that, because you're exactly right. And to appreciate what you have for the time you have it. It's so important to live in the moment. You're exactly right. So I definitely appreciate you sharing that with us as well. Awesome advice, everybody. My goodness. Jesus, awesome advice.
Dr. Dawn, can I say one thing?
Please.
So if I had to give advice, I would give three sources of advice. I would say the first thing is to be organized. College is different than high school. You can ask anyone and everyone will agree with you, whether you're virtual, whether you're in person, whether you're here or at home. College is just different. And so organization is going to help you a lot. If you can schedule your life, you can schedule your activities, you can schedule your alone time, you are ahead of the game and you're going to do well in college. My second piece of advice would sort of be open to adversity. We can't really control our circumstance that we're in. And so just be willing to change. Just be willing to, learn something new or have to develop a new characteristic about yourself. Because again, there is so little we really don't have control over. And then the third thing I think is the most important thing. And I would say have a deep and strong connection with God or seek a relationship with God. This year has been, or I would say last year, even this year, the world has just been panicking and it has been a extreme panic. It's been worriness all over the land. So I think that God can truly provide you peace and he can give you, he talks about that peace that surpasses all understanding. And so if you keep God with you throughout your entire college experience, through a pandemic, without a pandemic, he will still bring you through and you'll still be able to know that, okay, God, you're in control. I don't have to worry. I don't have to fear. I don't have to stress out about my health and well-being because I know that, you have those plans. You have plans to prosper me, plans to create a better future for me. And so instead of worrying, I'm just going to give it to God. I'm just going to trust God that he's going to do what he said he's going to do. And so I think that, if you don't have, a strong relationship with God or you don't know him, that might be really helpful. Because again, we cannot control our circumstances. We can't control what happens to us, but we can control what we do with that in the future. And if we stay focused on God, he'll bring us through 100% of the time. He's never failed me. So, and I don't think he's ever failed anyone. So I would just say those three things. Sorry, I know.
Come on with the collection plate because I'm so serious. You are so right, Kenyon. You preached that one. You preached the word. Seriously, it's nothing for me to say. You said it. And we're just going to leave it at that. Everything you said, sir. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that wonderful advice. Always keep God first, y'all. Always. He will never fail you. Ever. Ever. This has been amazing, you all. I told you I wouldn't keep you too long because I know that you're students. Class tomorrow. I'll make sure you get there on time, right? Who has an early class tomorrow? 8 o'clock. Okay. All right. Yes. Okay. Okay. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead now. Yeah, the doors of the church are open, Chris. My friends, they are open. They're wide open. So one of the things that when I was mentioning the sponsors, a good collection of friends of mine in my circle actually contributed to just gifted scholarship money for you all, and you all could use it I wanted to do something where you could use it for you. You didn't have to use it towards books or towards room and board. Like when I was a student, I wanted to have my money, use it how I wanted. So that was one of the reasons why I engaged my friends in that way, to where this is, you can use it as what you wanted. But not only that, as an extension of what my mom, the late Dr. Sandra Eckhardt Brown, believed, and my father, who's listening right now, watching you all, Dr. Donald Brown, they really instilled in me and my brother just the value of education and community. That was very important. We had a strong community outside of my parents, and they kept us accountable. They made sure we were doing right. We would get in trouble if we weren't, by the community as well as our parents, and just kept us in line. And there was a reason for that. And thank God for that. There's so many reasons I can go into. But you all know what a strong sense of community was. And I wanted to create a community for you if you were interested, so that you didn't have to do this alone, regardless of where you were. That we would meet and you can keep in touch with one another. We can share stories, give advice, and just be a listening ear to how things were going. But the second thing was the scholarship. That despite the pandemic, you all have done an outstanding job. I am truly proud of each and every one of you. I'm truly proud of your efforts, the determination, all the things you had to overcome to be able to get through this semester. And not only that, I'm proud of the merit of the academic achievements that you all have made. This is very tough because, as I said before, I want to give you every single time. That would be my dream. So from my lips to God's ears, if he blesses me, that will happen. But I definitely wanted something that would just keep you motivated, keep you on the grind, keep you encouraged that you could do this. Even when the world was trying to figure it out, you were still doing what you were meant while you're going to school, right? This is why you're going to school, to get an education, to learn, and to do well. And so this year, or this semester, the fall semester, we decided to go ahead and gift us one scholar a $1,000 scholarship that he or she can use as their choice. And then you will also have it at the end of the spring semester, the same reward of $1,000. So it continues, all right? But I will say that this was a very slim race, like by 0.05, I believe, was the difference in the GPA and the credit hours. All right. So I'm just going to name the credit hours and the GPA of the scholar, just to maintain confidentiality. I don't know if everyone wants to know everybody's GPA. It doesn't matter, but it was based upon an application that everyone filled out. So thank you so much for completing the forms for those who were interested. We were talking about how many credit hours you took, the classes, your GPA, of course, mattered if you were involved in any extracurricular activities, but it really just came down to merit. All right. And so I'm going to, without further ado and keep you waiting, I'm going to go ahead and read off the GPA of the scholar who gets the fall semester tuition of $1,000. And y'all know me, I'm going to make sure that this is in the mail to you tomorrow morning so you can receive your fund. Okay. So this is a person that had successfully completed 15 credit hours during fall 2020 semester. They are, they're also working. And I'm not going to read about their personal experience. I'll see if he or she wants to share that. But they actually graduated with a 3.868 GPA. That person is Sierra Johnson. Congratulations, Sierra. We are so proud of you.
Thank you. Oh, awesome.
You deserve it. You deserve it. 3.868, all A's, Sierra. You made all A's this semester. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Even if it was virtual. Difficult or challenging, you never did before. You did it, honey. You did it. So we're celebrating you this evening. We're pushing you forward. And all of you, I'm truly proud of each and every one of you. I really am. And we want to continue this. We want to continue to drive one another, motivate one another, encourage one another. All right. This is not about the merit. It's not about the money. This is about being together and creating a community so that you all can continue to grow with one another individually, encourage one another, and really push through these next 4 years. All right. So you all have one another, if not anyone else. You got to one another, and me. I'm here too. I'm here for you. All right. So I'm just showing these comments because people just want to celebrate with you. Congratulations. All beautiful comments. Yes, community is important. Congratulations. Congratulations. All these congratulations to all of you all. Congratulations. Congratulations. Oh, Maya said, oh, my baby. It's mom's birthday today too, huh? So what a wonderful birthday gift to mama. Yes. So congratulations, everybody. I'm very proud of you. Is there anything else that you all want to discuss? Because I want to let you go so you can get back to studying or relaxing before you prepare for tomorrow's classes. Anything else?
It was just nice, like, seeing you guys.
Congratulations.
Oh,
I
thank
was
you.
just telling you congratulations.
Thank you, Kirsten. Well, Kirsten, I'm sorry. Thank you. Yeah, I was just saying, like, it was nice seeing you guys, like, and talking to you guys, and I'm really grateful to, like, just have been introduced to, like, this community, I guess we can call it now. So yeah, I hope this semester goes well for you guys.
Love it. Love it.
Congratulations, Sierra, and everyone
Thank
for
you.
having a great semester. And thank you, Dr. Dawn, for having this and for bringing us all together. It means a lot for all of us, I'm sure.
Yes. Thank you for being here. I appreciate your time and for sharing your stories. We're blessing other people, so thank you. Yep. All right, y'all. Well, thank you everybody for joining us. We're gonna let these scholars get some rest or doing what they have to do to prepare. But I really do appreciate everybody from coming on. I know I don't acknowledge your presence vocally, but I do hopefully put up your comments there so we know that you are in the virtual space. Please share this with everyone you know. We want to encourage all the students out there, particularly high school students, college students, that they're not alone, that these are great examples of scholars who have overcome the obstacles during an unprecedented time, as I stated before, and being able to really achieve greatness. So please, again, share this with everybody you know. Thank you so much for coming this evening. We wish everyone well, and we'll see you next time. Take care.
Zombie apocalypse. I got no rules, I count 'em.